Okay, we are live. Amir, if you want to kick us off with some introductions for our new community call, that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Everyone, welcome to this month's community call. We have a lot of updates. As you know, we've been working really hard since mainnet. We have a couple products that we're working on in parallel, which one of them is we released a couple weeks ago, or BTC. And this week, we also revealed private bridging white paper that Carol, Hussein, and Robert has been co-authoring for the past few months. We're super excited to kind of go over that in detail as part of our tech update. But other than that, we have plenty of other updates as well. We were in DC and all that, so I'll give you a quick rundown of that. As you all know, it's been turbulent times in the market, but our team is heads down, focused on shipping and building. And we're excited that once this dust clears off, Union will be very well positioned to be one of the leaders in not only Introp but also private bridging as well as BTC-Fi. So just overall thoughts on that. Diving in, BTC-Fi points checker went live last month. As you all know, we've back in May we announced that we were going to reward users who were going to move LSDs from Ethereum to Babylon chain, and we finally took the checker live for that, and rewarded those users who kept their baby in Babylon chain with eBaby. Now those incentives were provided to Union from Babylon. As part of that program, we also kept track of the tower points. We tried to accommodate those points given that tower is winding down. However, we will be doing our best to top up those users with more points as we get more incentives from Babylon to ensure the continuity of the program. So we'll keep you updated on those. Next bullet point, we hosted the 20th episode of Union Hallcast, featuring our devs, discussions, all Union tech. And for that, we thank Carol, Core, Abdullah, and Eric, who has been amazing hosts for the past, I don't know since when we started this, like 6-7 months ago, but we've had plenty of founders from top projects and L1s and L2s. Really great discussion, to be honest. Every week we stay consistent, and finally now the 20th episode we did. So kudos to the team for that. We'll be continuing that on inviting more founders and more interesting narratives on the show. So keep an eye on the updates for that too. Next, Lovnish had an interoperability workshop at Aptos Winter School, helping spread the word on Interop. So thank you, Lovnish. I'm sure you have a lot to share on that too later in the slides. So with that, I'll move on to my experience in DC in the Capitol Hill. I was kind of a Union's government affairs person this month, meeting with legislators in Capitol Hill. We were, along with other privacy projects such as Electric Coin, who are the core builders of Zcash and Zashi. We had great discussions with them too. They're using near intents, and we've kind of explored various ways we can partner as well, which we'll have more on that soon. And then we went on to meet with the staff of representatives and congressmen, and some of the senators. Senator Ashley Moody, John Cornyn, to be specific, and Eric Schmidt, as well as representatives Brett Gerthy and Richard Hudson. These are all politicians that are A-grade crypto advocates who voted yes for the Clarity Act as well as Genius Act. So they're super supportive of crypto. And Union's message was very clear, right? We said privacy is a fundamental right of democracy. It is one of our core pillars of traditional finance, and hence there should be better regulatory framework around privacy when it comes to on-chain operations, right? In the context of private transactions within chains and cross-chain operations, such as the white paper that we published, US should foster innovation as long as projects are compliant. And we can provide traceable data to regulators for auditing, which is kind of one of our key value props in the white paper that we published. Why is this important? Because we want the US, being a US company, to also foster innovation and invite builders, so that innovation happens within the US as well. So that was kind of one of the key messages, and it was well taken. So we're excited to kind of provide additional support to all these legislators as they need. We shared our information with them, and we're going to stay in close touch with them. Next, we did do a big rebrand this month with the help of incredible Tucker, our amazing designer. He's been working on this for the past couple months, and to be honest with you, it's frankly amazing. Vibrant colors personally is something that I was really excited about, and we will share more on that later down the slides. And finally,
fact,
the Union white paper. For that,
a quick fun fact regarding your admiration for the bright colors. I recall, I think like 2 years ago in Europe when we started Union, you were like, we should do the branding in this specific shade of pink for some sort of football team.
Inter Miami.
Yeah. I don't recall it was, but it looks pretty good. Like this was one of our like very earliest concepts. In the end, we went with like a language that's now quite familiar to all of you. But it does kind of like feel like an echo of that initial vision you had, which I think is fun.
Exactly. And we did explore other logos too. And for those who don't know, this amazing logo, the icon itself is designed by Core. And after sitting on it for like 2 weeks, I realized, you know what, Core knows what he's talking about when it comes to design. So we'll follow the black and white spectrum. But over time, kind of we realized that with some of our assets, color actually goes really well with our logo as well as black and white. So Tucker did an awesome job of experimenting, mood boarding, sharing different ideas with us, and we eventually went on with some of these like orange-based colors.
Yeah, I think so too. He did a killer job.
Yeah. So I guess with that, I think we can move on to private bridging. It's something that, as a team, we're super excited about. The white paper has been received tremendously well from our close network as well as the broader community. As you know, as we've communicated, it is an extension to Union's core product, which is interoperability. But we want to bring this toggle on and off toggle to be able to like enable private transactions. Why is this important?
Yes.
There's plenty of private chains and private bridging, private interop is also something that we should have to complement. It enables moving massive sizes on chain discreetly, confidential on ramps, off ramps. There's plenty of use cases. MEV protection, protecting users overall, right? It is not only for confidentiality, but also like has plenty of advantages to protecting users. So with that, I will pass it on to Core so that you can do a bit of a quick overview of why we actually started doing this and what kind of standards did we use to kind of achieve that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Emir. So I'm already sharing my screen of the white paper because, well, there's been many interesting technological developments over the past month, but if I were to cover all of them, I would kind of bore you guys. So we decided to, for this community call, really zoom onto the confidential bridging white paper we've been working on. And let me find my screen. So this is the white paper. It's quite short, I think like 6 pages of content in total. So if you want to read it yourself, you can. It's not that difficult, in my opinion. But still, there's quite some mathematical syntax, and some people may be looking at this and be like, okay, like what the hell is this RAM stuff? I see a pi symbol, MIMC hashes, what does all of this mean? So I thought I would kind of like give a really simple overview of like how the system fundamentally works. So to kind of like start off with, what's really cool about zero knowledge proofs is you can run a computation with a secret only you know, and then you can prove to the outside world that you know a certain secret. So the fundamental system of this, and why it only works on Union, is you, as a user, you send funds to an address that's completely unspendable. You send your funds to an address that has no owner. Now, you may say, okay, well, then you're effectively burning it, right? If you're sending it to an address that has no owner. But you're sending your funds to an address that has no owner, for which you know a specific secret. So that's here. Like that's the S here. And now the really cool part is in the zero knowledge circuit, you prove that you know this secret without telling anyone else. So basically, on chain, what you see is I transfer my funds to some other person. This looks like a normal ERC20 transfer, but I have this secret that generates the address. And because I have this, I know no one else controls this address. Then on another chain, but it can be the same chain. So on either another chain or the same chain that you started with, you can show inside of a zero knowledge proof, hey, I actually know this secret. So this magic address that's completely ownerless is actually me. Now, may I please receive these funds from this magic burn address on the destination chain? And then Union Circuits, like they verify the CKP, and then on chain we are able to withdraw these funds. So that's kind of like the core magic of how this works. So here you can see like a lot of the algorithm used, but it's basically really simple. The user, like we deposit some funds on the source chain, and then on the destination chain, you redeem the funds that you deposited before. And this is very, very cool. Now, in the white paper, we go a bit more in depth in how the algorithms actually work. But a really important piece to this is our goal with this is to make confidential transfers possible. That is, if I send some money to Emir, then the whole world doesn't need to know about it. And we also believe that privacy is a fundamental human right. And in accordance with GDPR, like European legislation, companies are legally required to provide privacy for their customers. Now, a problem with this, though, is you still want to be compliant with AML laws. You do not want it to be possible that people use this for illegal activities. Therefore, this protocol in its core has an attestation service that allows like financial institutions and governments, if required, to do an audit and to investigate transactions. And that attester, that does have like knowledge of who sent funds to whom. In this regard, it's the same as traditional banking, where the outside world cannot see what's happening, but government officials who are trying to fight money laundering, they will have the full ability to look at which transfers are happening if an audit permit is being set. And we think this fundamentally gives a much better privacy and transparency balance than all pre-existing solutions, because it gives privacy to the right customers without promoting illegal activities. Now, this is very cool. And yeah, also what's really cool, this is one specific thing I want to highlight. Proving that you have sent funds to an unexplainable address is only possible because Union fundamentally does light client-based bridging, in which the state root of the counterparty chain is available on your own chain, in which you're trying to redeem. And that's why I think our stack is just completely optimized from the ground up to really support this use case very, very well, which I think is very cool. But we go even further because we do not only have a single state root. Actually, for these CKPs, you provide multiple state roots because R here is a vector. Now, what does this mean? If I privately send funds from Base, for example, then outsiders cannot tell if I received these on Arbitrum, Ethereum mainnet, or any other chain. So, like, you cannot even see from which chain to which chain funds are going, because that's all being mixed, and only inside of the zero knowledge proof can you see on what chain you are redeeming the funds, which is another really cool property. Now, for those interested, I really encourage reading the full white paper. It's very cool. It's very well done. Written by Karel, Hussein, and Robert. I just gave review and like some advice to refine some of the algorithms, but they really are the main heroes who wrote this. So yeah, please check it out. It's very cool.
Yeah, this is you can say that this is kind of like the blueprint of how it works in TradFi, right?
Yes, it is.
It's traceable when it comes to auditing, right? It gives enough permissions, but it's still close to public. As we have more framework around this on which institutions and which foundations can access the information, we can tailor the product accordingly, right? It's very customizable.
Yeah, exactly. So what's really cool is the protocol itself is generic over who the attester is. So depending on the legislations and jurisdictions you operate in, asset issuers can really tailor to their needs to be compliant in whatever ways necessary for them. Which we think. So the thing is, I also understand the sentiment of no, like there should be ultra privacy for everyone. But I think fundamentally every user wants their currency to also be accepted on all of the exchanges, right? And for example, you saw this recently with some assets being delisted from Binance if they interacted with privacy features. That's definitely something you do not want to happen with your assets. You really want them to be usable for everyone, and Union solves that.
Yeah. How does the on-ramp and off-ramps work with, let's say, DEXs like Hyperliquid when people move assets into like Hyper EVM and so forth?
Yeah, so just the same as on any other chain. So the really cool thing is it will look like a normal ERC20 transfer, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's really quite simple.
Yes, and we can expect, I guess, like users will expect this to be an option, right?
Yes.
It will literally just be a checkbox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's also something really cool to note. So because these privately bridgeable assets are normal ERC20s, you can also do normal ERC20 transfer. So I can also send my funds in a normal way to Emir or Brittany, or I can do it confidentially, which is fun.
Yeah. And one more important thing to note, I guess, is that it is EVM for this is between for EVM chains right now, but we're hoping to expand that to other VM. Right?
Yeah. So for that, the protocol is actually generic. It can be applied on any possible thing. One extra challenge is currently the protocol assumes that it, for example, uses partition Merkle trees, but it is chiefly extendable to other things. However, making this scale, so like making it scale to different execution environments, it may require some more proving power. So for that, we're looking into making these proofs really composable using a partner such as RISC-0, for example, which I think will be really nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, this is super exciting. I mean, like for users, I guess like you can think of so many different use cases, right? For institutions, obviously, like if you're like you just say in a regular TradFi, if you want to buy a company for $50 million, that information doesn't get revealed unless there's a public statement on it, right?
Yes.
Blockchain cannot make such a transaction. It'll be very obvious to the public, especially with that size. So confidentiality is needed for if you want institutional adoption on chain too.
Yeah, 100%. And I also believe it is in the end like a really fundamentally required feature for a proper regulation. Because you just cannot regulate a completely transparent system as it just violates way too many laws.
Yeah. And for regular DeFi maxis too, if I'm, let's say, farming yield from one chain to another, right? No, I don't want people to copy trade and reduce my yield, right? So I would also like users like it's just like the use cases are endless here, which really excites me.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also great potential protection against hand-witching, which I think is nice.
Yeah.
Front running.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll give more frequent updates on this. We're very excited, and we're already in talks with various customer segments, as we kind of call them, right? Custodians to be one, funds, DeFi products. We're all talking to them now. We'll be doing a lot of BD over the next couple of weeks to get them on board as well. But I'm really excited that Union is at the forefront of private bridging and privacy. With that, we'll, I guess, pass it back to Brittany. I don't know whose section is next.
It's me, indeed.
Oh, awesome.
Great. Okay, so thank you for the rundown of that. Now it's on to all things community and ecosystem. So starting off, a few weeks back, Wandering Whale Sharks and Union partnered with Aligned to join their ZK Arcade, bit of a tongue twister, raffle, and spots were distributed through 30 plus partners. So Wandering Whale Sharks were one of those partners. And the way you could enter was participants could enter by completing various steps across partners' pages, and winners were picked totally at random through Aligned's platform. And overall, that went super, super well. Thank you for everyone who entered and took part, and congratulations to the winners there as well on that. And back on to the Union Hallcast episodes. As Amir said, we have done our 20th episode. It is crazy to think we have been doing the Hallcast for so many months. We had so many amazing guests on, celebrated with our very talented developers, talking us all things Union tech. Quick rundown of everyone we've had over the past few weeks. We had Iris, Keychain, Talus, Theoric, Katana, and then of course our 20th episode with our with the Union devs. And we will be having another Union Hallcast coming out this week. So stay tuned for that announcement. We've got some really awesome guests coming up. So very excited to announce those later this week too. Another thing that we did was community hopping. For all of you who took part, thank you very much. It was an awesome week. So what we did was we partnered with Injective, Zion, Nillian, and us, Union. And Wandering Whale Sharks were spearheading this. So what we did is we hopped into various Discords. There was a chess tournament in Nillian. To be honest, I'm blown away by how many things that you can do in Discord at this point. There was a chess tournament in Nillian. There was a Scrabble game in Injective's Discord. We did a quiz. So we got Nillian, Injective, Zion, and ourselves to write a quiz on all things about our platforms. And you guys are incredibly brainy and smart. So well done for everyone who did extremely well on the quiz there. And then Zion did an a cappella music quiz. So some very talented musicians out there as well, which was fantastic to see. So points were earned per game, and the winners were picked based on their points. So congratulations to all the winners, and thank you for everyone who took part. And it was really great to just collaborate with these other platforms and I don't know, synergize over Web3. It's really nice to kind of get in touch with other people in the ecosystem. An update on one of our Union fellows, actually, Flora's DevNet is now live. So they recently launched their DevNet a few weeks ago, which is powered by Sprout. I don't know if you know who Sprout is. A very cute little orange ball, and I guess he's a sprout. And he's currently in Argentina at the moment. So anyway, back to their DevNet. Users can connect their wallets, claim DevNet tokens, earn XP, and explore basically. So make sure to check that out on their page. They have a lot more information on there. But congrats to Flora, who's also an entity of Espresso, who's one of Union's fellows. So yeah, really awesome to see that they're doing some great stuff over there. Yes.
So sprouts can be orange? I thought they were green.
They can be anything you like, but Flora Sprout is orange. Please check him out. He's absolutely adorable. And they've
that's amazing.
An ingenious idea. We need to do this with our whale sharks, I'm thinking. But they've made Sprout a little plushie and they're taking him everywhere.
Like, really? So that's fantastic.
That's so smart. So props to Flora for bringing Sprout, the very cute orange Sprout, around with them. But I definitely think we need to do a collaboration.
I need one of those ASAP.
Excellent. So yeah, that's the hot news here. Like, okay. And coming on to more things Union, we are now on Naver. Sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation. So as you know, Union's been expanding into more of a South Korean market as well. And to keep everyone updated, we've been posting things on Naver to get people up to date with our blog posts, project updates and whatnot. So if you want to use that search engine to search all of our information in Korean, it's there, ready to go and accessible. So that's a really exciting new milestone for us. So really happy to see that we're expanding there too. And last but not least, yes, cool.
We need to know, how good has your Korean gotten?
Better than I thought.
Okay. You say hello.
No, but I can type ZKGM. That's burnt into my brain. But what I learned,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Yes, and it's not actually the letters as it is in English. It's more the phonetics of it, the sounds of like ZKGM. So when you pronounce the letters in Korean, it makes it sound ZKGM, which is awesome. So that is something I've
That's
become
fantastic.
pretty good in. So my Korean I'm working on. It may take a little while, but luckily we have a really talented team working with us to make sure our Korean is on point, because I don't know if I trust myself to be translating Korean right now.
No, me neither.
But yeah, give me a few months. Give me a few months and I'll get there. And last but not least, Union rebrand. So we completed a major rebrand. We updated our logo type, created a full brand book to reflect our growth, our mainnet launch, and branching out into more areas in Southeast Asia. And our new visual identity has been completely led by Tucker. He is the creative genius behind all of Union's branding. Like, I've honestly never met a more talented designer. I will sing his praises to forever. No one designs faster than Tucker. If you need something, he'll create it in 2 seconds. It's absolutely fantastic. So I really want to do his rebrand justice here by what I'm about to describe. So he drew inspiration from Vector Heart, Y2K Aesthetics, and Wipeout. You can get like a little insight into Tucker's brain there. What else is included in the new rebranding is a brand book that includes our bespoke icon system, micrographics animations, and AI prompting tools as well to create content so that it can be more widely distributed through the community. We've also made a library of assets and Easter eggs available to the community as well. So if you go onto our website and you look at our branding kit, scroll right to the bottom, click branding kit, you'll be able to get access to all of our brand assets so that our community can just go wild with that, because you guys make some really awesome artwork for us. So please feel free to explore there. And yeah, so that's a really brief, quick rundown of our new branding. It's really awesome. As Amir and Kor were saying, it's great to see that we've got more colors in there. We started with the black, white, blue color scheme and have gone to pink and orange and blue. And it's just really a fantastic synergy of new colors, which just make things really exciting. So yeah, very happy to announce that. Thank you, Tucker. Big shout out to him. Thank you. And swiftly moving on to Union IRL. So we've been doing a bunch of stuff in real life, lots of core team members going to various areas of the globe. Currently, we have Sarah in Argentina for DevCon, which is really fantastic. So if you're there, make sure to say hello, give us a ZKGM. We went earlier last week to Bitcoin Amsterdam, where Robert, Carell, and Kor all went. Kor, how was Bitcoin Amsterdam? Can you give us an insight on how that was?
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Yeah, we had a great time, surprisingly so. Well, I am from the Netherlands, but for some reason I just did not expect to meet that many people in Amsterdam. But no, like especially for Aro, we met many key partners for Aro in the Bitcoin space, which was really, really cool. Yeah, it was great. It was a short event, but it was a good one.
Excellent.
Anything else I have to say regarding that?
Good waffles.
What I'd like to see is, I think the Bitcoin community, it has a bit of a fundamentalist ethos almost. Like, no, this is Bitcoin. It shall not be changed in any way. But this being my, I think, third Bitcoin in Amsterdam, I do see the Bitcoin community like warming up more and more to innovation and new products on top of Bitcoin, which I'm very happy to see.
Awesome.
It's kind of similar to my experience with Bitcoin Hong Kong. I thought it was going to be just like Bitcoin Maxis, but I was surprised by the interest on generating sustainable yield, even on native Bitcoin, from native Bitcoin holders, right? They were very perceptive to like BTC-Fi opportunities. I don't know if it was the same for you, Kor.
Yeah. No, same here, 100%. I just hope we finally get Opcat.
Brilliant. Oh man, I need to one day I'll be there learning all things
please.
Bitcoin. I'm definitely more of like an Ethereum girly at heart, but branching more into Bitcoin for that, for sure. And speaking of more events and Bitcoin related things, we will be in Bitcoin MENA, apologies if I'm butchering that pronunciation, which will be in Abu Dhabi. So you can find or a representative Gandalf there, which will be great. So we're really looking forward to that. So really quite global over the next few months. So we've done Europe, Middle East, and also South America. Crazy. So really cool to see that Union is on the move here, there, and everywhere. And I think that's all we have time for, actually. This has absolutely flown by. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been a fantastic community call. It's always a pleasure doing these every single month and updating all you guys, letting you know what's happening over at Union, and just kind of putting some faces to the brand, which is always quite nice to see that there are humans behind these things. Thank you for the fireworks call. And yeah, that's all from us. If Amir, you want to say anything before we sign off and say thank you?
Yeah, very appreciative of everyone joining today. Hopefully, we're going to have more updates soon. Like I've said at the beginning of the call, it may be turbulent times, but Union is one of those projects that will continue shipping and building, even in the toughest times. And we're excited to share more updates in the next one.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Everyone, if you're like of sufficient scientific skill, please read the white paper. It's fun. Let me know what you think.
A little bit of weekend reading for anyone who's interested.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone. We're going, I think I said that right. Thank you very much, everyone. And we will see you next month with the next community call. Bye.
Thank you, Brittany. Bye.